Welcome, and thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I don't have the most time, but I'm going to get you guys the daily expected moves for the SPY and the QQQs and just talk about certain things to look for when you're looking for a 2 hour chart to cross back up. Because we did notice over the weekend that we had the daily divergence still here. We do see that there is a way for us to extend higher because we do not see the big reversal signals on the 2 hour chart from the SPY. And VIX, the way that it was set up, was saying, yeah, we could see a little tiny pop in volatility to maybe cause a little pullback, but overall not suggesting we could see something dramatic. Now, the 2 hour is shifted down on your MACD in positive territory, meaning you are still in pullback mode, and we still have a low implied volatility going into expiration and I believe FOMC minutes. So we will look forward to some of that increased volatility maybe after Wednesday or as we approach expiration. So what we need to understand here is this is positive. There's no real reversal signal here suggesting that this is going to be a complete collapse. How you would change that is if you start to collapse, make a lower high, if you see another upward move and make a divergence. And I am heavily leaning towards this one at this point, as the MACD is looking so good here. So something you can look for in the shorter time frames are those little hints. Do I see a 30-minute higher low? Do I see a 30-minute divergence? Since this is so controlled at this point, if it still remains controlled or we see an upward move, you can make a new high, see some kind of pullback, see that 30-minute higher low and say, okay, the 2 hour is going to cross up. And where are we most likely going to get to? The weekly expected move. So something to pay attention to for tomorrow is going to be your daily expected moves. Going to read those off again if I maybe even forgot to originally, but 646.50 to the upside for the SPY and 640.10 to the downside for the SPY. So this is just going to be a pretty quick brief. I mean, we're not even below the 5 or anything like that. We'll have to see what is going to shape up and how the market proves itself over the next few days. But a lot of the things we were talking about over the weekend, the 2 hour pulling back, the 2 hour being able to confirm back up is still what looks to be the most probable here. As we shift over to the Qs, I just will start this off on the 30-minute chart as it is a little bit negative and actually giving up the 5. We can still kind of look at the daily expected moves and really just take into consideration what we could do for tomorrow, but also what's shaping up on the 2 hour chart to see if we could get to that upside weekly expected move. So you do have your daily moves for tomorrow being 580.69. Implied volatility just barely increasing from Monday to Tuesday. So 580.69 to the upside for the Qs, 573.53 to the downside. No real forms of divergence. You are getting all this flatness down here, though. You are seeing on the really short time frames, you are starting to see some inclination that, hey, the 30-minute could get that reaction. Where the MACD is sitting for this 30-minute, though, is negative. So you always have the opportunity to go up into a key level and then just reject back down. That will be something you're looking for. What you'd really like to see here to turn that 2 hour around is the higher low, right? You really would like to see this left head, right shoulder kind of form here, showing the new high in this area would be nice. So that's mainly what I would be looking for, but also you can just see if this 2 hour is able to curl up. It's very good to have those skills on the shorter time frames, though. I will say that. So we have some material down in the description if you want to look into getting any of that to learn about how to really do this type of stuff. So the 2 hour chart here is still in positive territory, more by the center line. That's why I kind of like the Qs here. And I'll even discuss a stock that I think actually has something that could be a reversal signal, being Palantir. So yeah, taking into consideration these moves, all we'd want to see is, hey, if this 2 hour crosses up, what's very likely to happen? Well, it's in positive territory. So if you're able to do all this work and cross up the 2 hour chart, well, then right after that happens, you're probably going to test this high, and then you're going to go make a new one. And where would that overall go to? Well, if you don't have weekly expected moves for the Qs, that would be 587.21 to the upside for the weekly expected move. So that's what's priced in from the options. If we really want to raise the floor here, then we would like to see a bigger move from the 2 hour, some kind of build up over time that can just gradually take you to not make divergences or anything like that. Or if we experience a drop, you just don't want to see that lower high to really confirm it. You'd rather see us be able to hold up a little better and take back the 5 as it comes across again. So mainly what's going on here is the same thing we were talking about over the weekend. This is just to get you guys the daily expected moves and to kind of just update you and say, hey, we're still kind of on track with the same things. Let's go over to volatility. Now, volatility here never showed a divergence on the MACD and RSI at the same time. Now, you can consider the fact that this was a higher low, so that is a reversal signal, and the daily chart is looking like what? It wants to gear up and go. This is the main signal to watch for extreme volatility, and I think you got a high probability to confirm it this week. If not on Wednesday, then watch out for Friday. I mean, I think we have like Foxhole or something like that. The 2-hour chart, though, is going to be something to watch if you want to see that little hint. So as we go into the 2-hour chart, you would say, hey, I'm kind of looking for maybe us to make a new low here, create that little divergence point on the MACD that gets us close to that center line. And then when that confirms, it's very likely we are going to confirm that divergence. So you notice that would take place towards Wednesday if it would happen in this type of sequence. If we wanted to extend it to something like Friday, then we might need to see more volatility come in the morning tomorrow. We might need to extend this for some time, go into the close on Tuesday, start to reverse this back down, and then play with that Friday timing. So I just wanted to mention that. But really, if you don't want to overcomplicate things, you just go, hey, when I see a 2-hour divergence, and I see that confirm, I probably don't want to be long, at least from volatility standpoint. You can see in the past the times where you've made those divergences and boom, right? You make the divergences and boom. So make the double bottom and boom, make the divergence and boom. So 2-hour divergence is going to be very, very good for you. If we're able to just scale up all of a sudden, then we would start to look for higher lows. So we will continue, and I'll try to make a YouTube video, even if it's a brief one like this, every night. Now, I do want to talk about one that I just noticed today, and I thought it was very interesting. I don't think it's like the perfect, like it doesn't look the best. This is why this wasn't posted to Patreon, where sometimes I do post some setups that look easy to me to execute on. We do see this flatness from the MACD on Palantir, slightly down, actually, just slightly down. But on the RSI, we're noticing what? We do have those divergence points holding really well on the 30-minute chart. This means that Palantir is very likely to get a 2-hour move to the upside. Well, why was I paying attention to Palantir? Well, because it saw a great move. It actually went up to a great level, which Patreon members are probably very thankful for the level for the maybe monthly expected move, correct? Because Palantir went exactly to it, made a 30-minute reversal signal. The 2-hour was able to pull back. This is just textbook everything that I really like to see from a stock at this point. But you can notice that it's by the center line, and if that curled up, where would it be? Positive territory, which means you have a good shot to go make a new high here for Palantir. Now, I believe that we could build this up over time and end up getting a reversal signal above a monthly expected move, another thing that I like to look for. But also the selling here has brought you below the 5. So something you can watch here is say, yeah, if this curls up into positive territory, it's very likely that we are going to test the high, go make a new one. And then we will be in a 32% zone going into the last week of the month. So like keep that in very much so in the front of your mind. This is still a very positive trend. Palantir could squeeze. Palantir could also do something else here. It could make a lower high. It could try to take back this 5 and fail. Some people might say cup and handle type thing and all those kinds of stuff. But mainly, I just want to watch in here and make sure there's no 30-minute divergence over here as we go test that 5. I think that would be very important. But as of right now, I think Palantir is known for those big moves after, seeing some kind of pullback. And so this is pulled back. It's remained pretty strong to the downside, but I would say slightly controlled. But the main thing here is just if the 2-hour curls up into positive territory, you're very likely to see a good move, and you do have a 30-minute divergence on your RSI that suggests it's okay. I would keep in mind that a triple divergence could form here because the MACD is very low into negative territory. So I just wanted to mention a few or at least mention Palantir because I thought that was interesting. But mainly this video was just to keep everyone and myself even, right? I like to watch my videos back just to make sure that I can, it's actually very good. I highly suggest if you have trouble keeping track of what you were thinking the previous day, just film yourself talking about the stock. That way you have your plan and you can literally hear it from your own voice. But yeah, these daily expected moves and the 2-hour being able to curl up to get to that weekly expected move are the things that I'm paying attention to at this point. We haven't seen those confirmations, so nothing really has changed here. So hopefully this update video was able to maybe calm a little bit or maybe give you some help today. I think that'd be the overall goal for this video. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a fantastic night. All right, peace out.